All right, Radio Land, this is a very, very special occasion. This is the first ever live bagel tasting to be held, at least on our radio station. I don't know, maybe in Montreal here. I'll pass that along to you. First of all, let's say hi to the people who I got in the studio here this fine morning.
Nick and Christine from Tofino Bagel.
The Tofino Bagel Company. And you're kind of new to town, not even really kind of grand opening, still not even done yet.
No, we're going to do the grand opening on the October 30th. And yeah, we're just getting things together in Tofino, trying.
So if people want to do something really special for Halloween, they could give the kids bagels and pick them up from you on the 30th.
Definitely.
Hey. Have I just created the marketing angle?
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
I might have. So let's get in. Let's talk backstory before we get into eating bagels, which is going to be tough for me to keep from eating the bagels while we're talking. But he just moved to Tofino recently.
Yes.
From Vancouver.
Yeah. We were in Vancouver for 10 years and struggled there to try to open a bagel shop, but decided to move out to Halifax and give up Vancouver, and came out to vacation in beautiful Tofino. And once I saw Chesterman Beach, that was it for me. There was no going back east. Forget that.
So you just thought, what the heck, we'll open our bagel shop.
That's it, everybody. I sort of looked around town. I didn't want to step on anybody's toes, figuring, what would I make? What could I bring to Tofino that would make it good? And bagels is, what I know. Bagels is what made me happy as a young person. So I'm hopefully going to pass it on, a little happiness to people here.
You mentioned a little earlier waiting for the bagels and like the bagel wars. Can you enlighten us this youthful passion for bagels and how there were bagel wars involved?
I just grew up in Montreal in the Plateau area where basically you have the best bagels made in Canada, Fairmount or St. Viator, and just grew up, waiting in line in the freezing cold for bagels all the time. So there won't be any waiting in line or freezing here, hopefully, but it's it was just a passion of mine from when I was young, and I learned dough from one guy and I learned hand rolling from the other, so I sort of bring both. I'm the peaceful medium, the Switzerland of bagels,
All right, so I worked at a bagel shop way back in the day. It was one of those ones. I got all my bagels, they were frozen when they were trucked in. I'd boil them, and what's the difference between that and like how do you make a good bagel? What's the core?
The core, time, love. Lots of good ingredients. Using all organic ingredients from Green Soul, and that's just the time and the secret recipe that goes into it. It's sort of passed on down. I was the first person with the family that taught me. I was the first. The son had passed away, so he was allowed in his group to pass on his knowledge to someone else, and he chose me. So I appreciate that.
So you're like the sword maker who, the white guy who goes to Japan and somehow becomes the sword maker.
That's it. Yeah,
you're
that's
that guy. That's pretty cool. Okay, you say you get you get your stuff for the most part from Green Soul Organics. That's cool. But you also mentioned earlier you got some smoked meat from Montreal.
Got some smoked meat from Montreal because that's the only place that you can get that from. The proper stuff out of the plateau, smoked from a guy who's been doing it since. God knows when, 1920, something like that. So it's a family recipe. So they sent me up 2 briskets, and this is the first steaming and the first.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Smoked meat to bagel
Can you rip me off a piece of one of those?
Sure.
I don't know.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, we didn't really come well equipped here. We should have we should have had a pre-meeting. So this is smoked, that's pork or
no, beef.
Beef? Okay, yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, let's give this a go. I'll try not to chew too close to the microphone for you listening at home. That is really good. Is that just like a Dijon mustard kind of thing on there? Or?
Yeah, no, just a regular mustard because I didn't know what you were going for or what you liked.
I'll take spicy. This is really good. So is this going to be a regular thing, doing the sandwiches and stuff at the shop, or are you mostly going to stick to?
No, I like to do some sandwiches, soups, different little pastries and things. So mostly all stuff from the East Coast that you wouldn't get out here. Mm-hmm. And I met a million people from, Quebec and everywhere else out east. So people are excited that I'm open in there. Not a lot of people knew I was that I'm open yet, but
Yeah.
the people that wander by could get the scent, the smell, and
Well, I've
wander
noticed
in.
you got some regulars coming in to calling ahead and picking up your bagels when I dropped in the other day. I saw a few people pop in. He actually mentioned too, possibly some resorts and restaurants maybe being interested in picking up your product.
Yeah, I had a few come in and ask me, and they get certain things from certain companies we won't mention, but hopefully they'll pick up my bagels. It's more of a high quality. I think it's a better gourmet type looking thing. It's definitely, I enjoy eating it. Everyone that's come in has come in day after day again, like an addiction. So
yeah, well, that's good. Especially like in a community like this where people kind of like to, you got to feed back into it to have the local bakeries like the 600 Degrees guys. A lot of people have picked up their products just to have the local bakeries and local producers producing for the local restaurants and stuff. Just makes sense.
Well, for sure. I wanted to have 600, that was one of the first people, 600 Degree Bakery I met, and it was really interesting to me what she did. And then, I made these bagels during the summer and passed them around to different people, like Mike from Groovy Movie, who went nuts for them and basically pushed me to do it. So he's been one of my great supporters. I thank him for that. Yeah. And everyone else who's been coming down has just loved it. So I'm happy. That's what bagels are supposed to do. They're supposed to bring a happiness to people. And not that Tofino's not a happy place, but
a little extra happy.
A little extra never hurt, yeah.
All right, what else we got here? Let's feed me something else.
All right.
I like to eat. If you've been listening to the radio, you probably
This
know
is
that.
beautiful smoked salmon, which we get from Lutz.
Okay.
And
fish store there?
he custom made us stuff that's just unbelievable. Best I've ever eaten in my life.
This is going to be a good test then. I'm not really a seafood guy, which is kind of a stupid place to live if you're not really a seafood guy, but I'll go into some smoked salmon once in a while. This is weird sitting here eating bagels and watching, trying to talk about stuff. Being a food critic apparently is tougher than it looks.
That's why they usually write instead of talk.
Or they're on Iron Chef and they talk about how masculine it is with an undertone of raspberry.
Yeah.
Actually, that salmon is excellent.
Yeah, it's very thinly sliced. It's just,
and it's subtle. It's not overpowering. Like the
yeah.
It's very feminine in its interaction with the bagels. No, it's good because it keeps it from it is not the only thing that's going on. A lot of time you bite into something with smoked salmon on it, you like, bam, smoked salmon.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I didn't. I never went for the smoked salmon on my bagels, and then I tried it now and then I had it for Lutz when he came in, and it was just, I've eaten like 50 of them. So
yeah,
damn him.
Sweet. Well, this is fun, bagel tasting on the radio. So I got one other question for you, and I mentioned this beforehand, and I hope you come up with some sort of answer. Why do you kind of look like a guy that I should be buying chromed motorcycle parts from, and not a guy I should be buying bagels from? What's that all about? Is there a dark story there or something? Not necessarily dark, but
no, I don't know necessarily dark, but yeah, I started off a career a while ago tattooing, and I'm obsessed with tattoos, and I do have a motorcycle or two stored away, but I do have the sensitive side of being a baker, and I've been involved with restaurants and baking and stuff a lot too, so it's a passion.
I guess they're all. I think they're all about meticulousness. I think
bad guys have to eat too,
But tattoos, building motorbikes, and good food preparation is all about really looking at the details and taking the time, like you said earlier. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Well, live bagel eating on the radio was actually pretty fun. Thanks for dropping in. October 30th is going to be the grand opening.
Yeah.
Tofino Bagel Company on the corner, I guess, 4th and Campbell. That's the easiest way to explain to people where it's at. And if people want, is there like a website in the works, an email address or something that we should...
there was TofinoBagelCompany.com, but I'm waiting for our genius web designer to turn it into something.
All right, fair enough. Well, we'll keep in touch. And people should drop in, I guess, and get some bagels. You heading right back to the shop right now?
No, not today. We're doing a full overhaul and getting everything together. Yeah,
ready for Halloween bagel madness.
That's it. But we will be open tomorrow.
Sweet. Well, thanks for dropping in. I plan on eating the rest of that smoked meat one, so don't take it with you.
All right, no problem.
And Tofino Bagel Company open, I guess, tomorrow, and with the grand opening on the 30th at the corner of 4th and Campbell, right beside Tofino Fishing and Trading.